I need a shave for that. Hi, fans of the Monday Movie Club. This week, Mark shows Beautiful Girls, as you can see behind him there. 1996 is number 5,455 on the Franken list. Just saying. I'm
There's only
Frank Gaffney.
5,454 movies on the Franken list.
That are better than this. With us, as always, Joel Fenster. Hi, Jolie. Goonie. Nothing
Goonies.
Beautiful Girls there.
Goonies.
Mark Wotsitz, who has the picture up. That looks like a glam shot for sure.
It's definitely a promotional shot because there are people in it that would never be in it together. Yeah.
And Gringer and Gold Food.
Ah, damn it.
Which no Gringer.
He's right there.
And Annie King in the kitchen. Seems like that's going to be your permanent spot from now on.
It's where my laptop is these days.
All right.
Do you have a candlestick with you?
Is that a Clue reference?
Yes. Annie King in the kitchen with
Annie
a
in the
candlestick.
kitchen with candlestick. Mark, why Beautiful Girls?
I'm just in it.
Let me start with how old were you in 1996?
I was 21. I didn't see it in 1996. I saw it in 1999 for the first time.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And I'm just in it for the meat cutter jokes.
I don't get it.
There were like 1,000 meat cutter jokes in it.
Yeah.
The
but-
guy
what
was
is the
a
movie?
meat cutter, and they made jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, I
The
thought
butcher.
maybe he wanted to be a meat cutter. I don't know where that was
Oy
going.
vey.
Did
All
you
right.
watch the movie, Frank?
I did, but I thought he was saying, why it was special to him. All right. Here's the plot from the World Wide Web. An all-star cast sparks the captivating comedy about a group of old friends whose 10-year high school reunion creates some hilariously unexpected surprises. Willie, played by Timothy Hutton, and Tommy, played by Matt Dillon, and Paul, played by nobody, may have lost a bit of their youth, but they're still ready to party with Uma Thurman, Rosie O'Donnell, Lauren Holly, and Mira Sorvino, the beautiful girls who have turned their lives upside down.
And
I
Michael
guess-
Rappaport is not nobody.
Oh, that he wasn't listed in the synopsis, but the other actors were.
He's Paul.
I know he's Paul, but obviously not important or an all-star.
Wow.
Frank's
That's
reading
messed
off.
up.
Frank's reading off
Yeah.
the internet. He didn't
Yeah,
write.
yeah, I get it. I
The
get it.
World Wide Web says
Yes.
he's not an all-star.
Wow.
And I just watched Life and Beth, which is Amy Schumer's show, and he plays her father. That's how old he is.
I love him.
Okay, so how cute is Matt Dillon? And he's 60 now, so there's that craziness. So many recognizable faces, and everybody's great except for one person. Made me laugh out loud. You've been eating retard sandwiches again. I laughed out loud.
Yeah.
And is being enchanted by a 13-year-old a little creepy? Although Natalie Portman is perfect. She is so good in this
It
part.
is super creepy, but she is very good, and I
Oh
will
my
address
gosh.
that. Yeah.
She's great. And then Uma Thurman shows up, A Taste of the Unattainable. Is this when Sweet Caroline started being a sing-along song?
It was
I
before
think
that.
this.
Was
But
it
I think
before
this
that?
helped. I think this helped with the resurgence. Yes.
Yeah.
And then came the miscasting of Rosie O'Donnell as the voice of reason. It just felt to me like she was doing a character. I'm like, no, sorry. Although she was funny, she was doing too much of a character. And then, of course, Rosie says, no Jethro Tull. Was that Jethro Tull that came on next? I'm assuming.
That was
Yeah.
Locomotive Breath. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah.
Never heard of it. And then they played My and Amy.
Mark, what are we gonna do?
Seriously, Amy.
What song was it?
Locomotive Breath.
Locomotive Breath. What does that smell like? Charcoal? I never heard of it.
Not if you're a subway car.
You know how it goes, Frank.
Go ahead. Yeah, I know that. Oh, I didn't know it was that same song. Okay. Then they played my and Amy's favorite song, Never on Sunday. We went on this cruise.
No
when-
Tango Dinero. That's No Tango Dinero.
we went on a cruise and the orchestra, well, the band was Greek. And every single time we sat there, they played Never on Sunday. And they did this with their shoulders while they played.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing that in this movie though.
No, the song that you're talking about is No Tango Dinero. I will send a link after this.
Never on Sunday. I
Sure.
also laughed when he said, "I'm going to check your freezer for human heads." That was funny. And then when he wanted to stay home to watch Rich Man, Poor Man, all 12 parts, made me laugh, but no way are they seeing all 12 parts in one night. He would
No.
be there for 48 hours. And that little girl, oh my God, when she was like, "Daddy, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Poignant. And of course, as you would expect from this movie, they realize they've all grown up, and it's sweet enough and it's funny in spots. But I guess every generation has this exact movie. So this was Mark's. Mine was The Big Chill.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, it's comfortable, it's fun, and you recognize the people, and maybe you even learn something from it. So I'm giving it 3 stars. I don't have a lot to say about it. But yeah, that's it for me. Yeah. All right. Annie King, had you seen this movie before?
Nope, I had not. And I guess 1996, I didn't watch a lot of movies because I had just had Amanda. So no movie nights.
You were
no
just
going out.
watching just Disney stuff at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, or Barney. But this is right up my alley. I would have loved to have seen this. It's you know, like you said, like The Big Chill and great characters. You know, the cast is great. Natalie Portman, I thought, was fantastic in it.
Amazing. I loved her.
Yeah, she was great. Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it a lot. I did want to get to the end. Not that it was slow. I was like, I just need to know what happens. Like, where's it all going? You know, kind of thing.
And then you realize it's going nowhere.
It doesn't go anywhere, but
It's a weekend in the life of people you don't know. Yeah, that's it. Or
Yeah.
2 weeks or whatever.
yeah, longer than a weekend.
Yeah,
Yes, but yeah. And where does it take place?
I think
Somewhere in
it's
Massachusetts.
Knight's Landing or Knight's Ridge or
Yeah,
something
it
like
is
that. But
somewhere around Boston, somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere around Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I was trying to figure out what little town it was, but I enjoyed it a lot. I would give it a solid 3 stars.
A good solid.
A good solid 3 stars.
Aim, had you seen it before?
I had not. I barely even remember it.
I definitely think I've seen it before.
Really?
Yeah, because of the cast. I'm like, wow, that sounds like a fun.
Oh, it was a terrific cast. I only took 2 notes, and it was about dialogue, of course. When Willie was talking to the 13-year-old Marty and how he was jealous of her 12-year-old suitor, and he said something like, when he said, in 13 years, she'll be his age and he'll be just a vile, old, disgusting, pathetic slob of a man. You know, that guy. And I just kept thinking Harvey Weinstein, because it was a Miramax movie. That killed me. And my favorite line of the whole movie was, this was the whole line, Sharon, Stephen. When Tommy's talking to Darian and talking about his girlfriend and her husband, Sharon, Stephen. That's my brother and sister, Sharon and Stephen.
See, now you had a reason for that.
Yeah.
Neat
Yeah.
cut of jokes.
Amy,
Yeah.
going back to your Harvey Weinstein comment, you do know this is a Miramax movie that, they owned it at the time. So
Right.
Oh,
So
that's why I said Harvey
Okay,
Weinstein, and I said
yes.
it's Miramax.
I would like to know how many of the cast actually was like part of the Me Too and complained about Harvey
Yeah.
from this movie.
well, obviously Mira Sorvino was one of them.
I was gonna say that.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Right.
She came out publicly about stuff that she went through, not necessarily with this film, but with other stuff. So
Yeah.
Probably was.
Yeah.
So, but the whole movie, especially the first 3 quarters, I'd say, where are we, just like you said, Annie, where are we going with this movie? What is the point of it? And I do understand and sometimes appreciate a movie that is nothing but dialogue and it's just a day in the life. And we have seen movies like that and I've loved them. But this one, I just wasn't loving it. I was just, what's going to happen? So I don't really have that much more to say. I love the cast and I'm going to give it 2 3/4 stars. I'm sorry, Mark.
It's okay. Yeah, it's a Seinfeld movie. It's a movie about nothing.
About nothing,
People you
yeah.
don't know, and it doesn't go anywhere. But it's
No,
just
it's a movie about nothing, but it's a movie about everything.
but to me, it maybe just wasn't well written enough. It wasn't a script that really made me really want to just listen to them. Because I sometimes do love those kind of movies.
Joel?
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I did see this when it came out I didn't see it in the theaters. I saw it on video because I had a video store at the time. So I kind of had to watch things that I didn't catch in
So
the
you
theater.
can know whether or not to recommend it.
Exactly. I don't remember seeing the movie, but I know I did see it because I did. I don't remember much
It's in
about
one of your little notebooks.
Yeah, it's in one of my little notebooks, and it was, and I don't remember really recommending it to the store either. It's, as you mentioned, The Big Chill, or The Return of the Secaucus Seven, which also gets cast aside at times, which is a really great little independent film along the same lines. This has a great cast. There's some great lines. There's some great scenes. But as everybody said, it doesn't add up to much. It's just kind of there. And I feel like that's kind of unfortunate, because there could be, with such a likable and engaging cast, there should be more substance than there actually is.
Well, I do definitely think that most of them came to a realization by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
They knew where they wanted to be heading, and not be that kid anymore from 10 years ago. So there was a little bit of that.
Sure. Not enough for me not to go, oh yeah, my realization is I want my time back.
I didn't think.
No, it's very rare that I hit a movie where it's like, okay, this was a complete waste of my time, and I would not put it there. So I'm going to give it a 7.5.
As soon as we got to that part of the movie, Joel, I was like, now I got the text. A solid 7.5.
A solid 7.5. Which I will translate into our 4-star system as to go along with Amy, as a 2.75. So
the math is still off. The math is still off.
I know. I told you I don't do math on weekends. It just
7.5 is not 2.75.
It is in my book.
It's 3 stars. Give him 3 stars. Please write that down.
I'll go to 2.5 if I have to.
3.
And the other thing you said, you apologized to Mark. You don't have to apologize.
Yeah.
We suggest all sorts of movies. Just because you don't like it, and he doesn't mean you need to apologize to him.
I know.
I just gave Pelham 123 2.75 last week.
Yeah, and I was mad at you for the whole fucking week.
And it's not like any of you have apologized for Flash Gordon or The Frighteners.
God.
There's nothing to apologize.
Look, we all take turns being assholes, so this is Mark's week. Okay, go ahead, Mark.
Look, this is not as bad as Demolition Man, so I'm okay with the star.
Yes,
That was a punch in the face. For me, yeah, the cast, the music, the one-liners were all perfect.
Music, yeah.
I like the music, even though it's a little bit slow. It's a little bit of a downer, but it's not my normal movie. This is why I liked it, because my movies are action, comedy, adventure, da da da. This is a little different, and I still really enjoy it.
Yeah, this is more an Annie movie with the relationships going on.
Yeah, it's like a male rom-com. Does that make sense?
Huh.
Like
the concept, the general concept makes sense, but in translating what that would mean, this film wouldn't fit it.
And no, I think he means a brocom.
A brocom. Yeah, I like that.
No, like that movie Diner with all the boys and
Oh yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah, it's the same.
I'll put it on the list.
It's a better movie.
It is a better movie.
Mike Rappaport was on fire the entire time. And even the super creepy interaction between Willie and Marty, the 13-year-old girl, I think because of Natalie Portman's maturity, it worked in the sense of it did provide comedy. And at the very end, when Willie was actually an adult and said goodbye to her and all that stuff, and I thought it was very sweet at the end there.
I never felt like Timothy was like.
Oh no, it was creepy. What 29-year-old dude?
No, it didn't bother me like that. It was just sweet. It didn't bother me.
It bothered me in the direction of him having a crush on her. Her having a crush on him was completely normal.
Right.
That was like, come on.
Yeah. When he was talking to Mo at the end of the party about how he's going to wait for her, that was a little. And then, well, I have a note on here. Hold on.
I don't think he was serious about it.
When you're drunk and talking to your best friend, that's when real stuff comes out. That's all I'm saying.
Just to add to this conversation, I wanted to say I love the Winnie the Pooh reference. That was
Yeah.
adorable.
Yes, yes. I first saw this in 1909 with my best friend at the time. And it's funny because they all seemed so much older at the time. You know, these guys are all a little bit older than me. They were so mature with kids and businesses, and now they all look like kids to me. So that's definitely a sign of times and how I'm so mature and sophisticated now. It's definitely a guy's movie, but I appreciated that they definitely skewered the stupidity of men throughout the whole movie, especially with Rosie O'Donnell's rant in the supermarket, which was funny. I don't care that she, and I agree with you, Frank. She was not great, but that one rant was just nonstop. That was a
No,
great.
I'm not saying her lines weren't great, but she was definitely, Amy, you with me on that,
Sure.
right? She was acting. She was acting. It was
Sure,
weird.
but that, so then if you would say
I
that
didn't
was
think that, but I mean, I see what you're saying now.
I think she'd walk around with her hand up like this, like, look, I'm
Yeah.
doing a character.
Yeah.
agreed, but I feel like if that was like her doing stand up in the supermarket and walking out like that, it was a great performance. That's all I'll say. I did enjoy that. And the guys at the end, you know, great ass, great whatever it was. It was just it was perfect ending to that whole scene. The awkwardness of Willie's dad after losing his wife, that hit home a lot differently for me this time, obviously with my family stuff. And I saw that in my own dad. So it was definitely I had always obviously noticed it before, but I had never noticed it, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Quick piece of trivia. Does anybody know the actor who played that part?
No idea. He looked like he's not an actor. He did
No,
not.
he's been in other movies before this. One of the greatest movies ever made, according to Frank, or the greatest movie ever made, according to Frank.
He's in The Godfather?
He's in The Godfather. He's actually one of the few characters in the entire trilogy.
Who is he?
He's Al Neri.
I gotta rewatch.
Richard Wright, who played Al Neri, Pacino's Michael's right-hand bodyguard.
Ah, like we noticed the
He
character.
looks like he's looking like he's the same size as Pacino. How's he gonna bodyguard him?
He was.
Okay. And both me and Danielle, and my brother and sister-in-law, we always use superb, and we'll always kind of say it like the father does too. Really superb, Tracy. The scenes in the tavern for me, that's why I like watching this movie in the winter. It's just warm and inviting, and you kind of need it to be wintry outside. The whole movie is freaking snowing. It's crazy.
So you're saying Frank scheduled this badly?
Obviously.
I even wrote in the thing, please put this in colder months. But it's October, so it wasn't the middle of July at least. And the Sweet Caroline part I did love, and at the time watching this, I didn't really know the song that much, and it did make me kind of fall in love with the song. And I don't know, I think other things also created a resurgence, but even at my wedding in 2005, the song was played and the DJ shoved a mic in my face, and for one of the few times in my life I actually sang loudly, and there is photographic evidence of me singing Sweet Caroline at my wedding. So it is a fun song, and friends and I have done that in bars over the years.
Yeah, no, I play it at every event at the clubhouse.
It's a
They
fun
all
song.
sing along.
It's a fun song.
And
Yeah.
they always, when they get to the ba ba ba, I yell out, "This song sucks."
Nice.
I wonder if you're the one I got that from.
You did.
How funny.
Yeah, there's so many good lines, and for me, the look that what's his name, Noah Emmerich gives Willie at the ice skating pond when Marty falls on him was priceless. When he's with his kids. For me, it's a 3.5. This is definitely a feel-good movie for me. I agree, it doesn't go anywhere, but it doesn't need to for me. This is a rare, non-action, kind of boring movie that I just love.
But
It's funny you say that, and I know you didn't mean it that way, but it was very slow, but it was not boring at all, interestingly.
Sure.
and no mention of all the posters and that big soliloquy about beautiful girls.
True, because I actually don't. That's as much as I joke on the internet. That is so not me. I loved his character, Michael Rappaport. It was great. And I loved, as Frank said, Willie's response of "I'm going to go check the freezer now for human heads," because nobody's obsessed like that.
Yeah.
But again, I attribute. I think a large part of the reason that I love the movie is because of Michael Rappaport and his delivery of those lines.
He's got the best New York accent.
He's from the Bronx.
I know, because it's real. It's not put on like every other New York actor.
Yeah.
Well, it's too bad he didn't have a bigger career.
He was in Stamford recently doing a talk back or something with something was going on.
Oh.
At the Avon?
No, it wasn't at the Avon. It was one of the Jewish organizations in town. I think it was
Yeah, he's
Jewish
very outspoken.
Federation had something with him, and I don't remember what it was. I couldn't go because the show had just opened, but yeah. So he's still doing stuff.
Yeah. Like I said, he was just on Life with Beth, Life and Beth.
It made me like think back to where I was 10 years after my high school reunion.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, after my high school graduation.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. It's like,
Mine was 10 years before this movie.
yeah.
All right. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Beautiful Girls is not on any streaming service, but it says it's on Pluto TV that has commercials. Maybe it'll make it less painful for you.
It's on Amazon, but you have to pay for it.
Sure. Okay. Well, next week, Annie is starting our little Halloween part of our list with The Silence of the Lambs from 1991.
Ooh,
It is a
nice.
horror movie. It's a horror movie. It's listed as a horror movie. Again, not on any streaming service right now, but it should be in your collection. It's that good a movie. Don't you agree? Okay.
It's one of those movies that is better.
Yeah,
That's
right.
I'm tired. Fuck off. It's one of those movies that's better than the book. I'll just say that.
Oh, okay. It's better than the book. Who reads
4
it?
stars. Dialing it in right now.
Yeah, I think me too.
Yeah.
I'm Frank Gaffney. Go watch a movie. Silence of the Lambs. Watch that
And
one.
also with you.